Haiti, a Caribbean paradise. In French, it is even called the Pearl of the Antilles for its natural beauty. A mostly mountainous country with a tropical climate, Haiti's location, history, and culture once made it a potential tourist hotspot, but instability and violence, especially since the 1980s, have severely dented that prospect. Either way, it was still a charismatic place, rich with culture and breathtaking views. That is, until disaster struck. 4:53 p.m., January 12, 2010. An earthquake had struck Haiti. The epicenter, only 25 kilometers away from the capital, Port-au-Prince. Its magnitude measuring a staggering 7.0 moment magnitude on the Richter scale. This was the country's most severe earthquake in over 200 years. By January 25th, over 52 aftershocks measuring over 4.5 on the Richter scale were recorded. Over 3 million people had been affected by the earthquake. 1.5 million displaced. Official estimates predict that 300,000 people were injured and 230,000 were killed. Even now, the country has yet to recover from the 2010 earthquake and subsequent incidents, due to both the severity of the damage Haiti endured in 2010, as well as a government that was ineffective well before the earthquake. It's truly a disaster. But why did this happen? What is an earthquake?
The Earth has 4 layers: the inner core, the outer core, the mantle, and the crust. The crust is the top layer. It is made up of different plates that cover the Earth, like puzzle pieces. These plates are called tectonic plates. An earthquake is caused by the movement of the tectonic plates, which are just under the surface of the Earth. These shifting plates create seismic waves. Seismic waves move outwards in rings, like a body of water that has been disturbed. The edges of the tectonic plates are called tectonic boundaries. Tectonic boundaries are rough and are made up of many faults. When the plates move, the faults between the plates may get stuck together. And when the plates have moved far enough for the faults to get unstuck from each other, the earthquake is formed.
A string of volcanoes and sites of higher seismic activity are located around the Pacific Ocean in the shape of a 40,000-kilometer horseshoe, stretching from the southern tip of South America, up along the coast of North America, across the Bering Strait, through Japan, and finishing off down in New Zealand. This is called the Ring of Fire, and that's where most of the earthquakes take place. But why are earthquakes dangerous? Earthquakes represent a particularly severe threat due to the irregular time intervals between events, lack of adequate forecasting, and the hazards associated with them. The power of an earthquake can be measured on the Richter scale, a logarithmic scale that was designed to quantify the energy created during an earthquake. The scale is a base 10 logarithmic scale. The short-term effects of an earthquake may include people killed or injured, homes and businesses destroyed, fires and landslides that may increase the damage in the area, busted water pipes and contaminated water, transport and communication systems being destroyed. Long-term effects include human landmarks being destroyed, all investments falling into rebuilding the area resulting in no income, and poor disease control. There are numerous ways to mitigate the impacts of an earthquake, however. For example, training proper rescue teams for rapid response. Others include raising awareness to the general populace so they know what to do when an earthquake does strike. However, the overall record of hazard management in Latin America and the Caribbean have been unimpressive for a number of reasons, among them being lack of awareness of the issue, lack of political incentive, and a sense of fatalism about natural disasters. But techniques are becoming available. Experiences are being analyzed and transmitted. The developing countries have demonstrated their interest, and the lending agencies are discussing their support. But what happened to Haiti on that day, 2010?
The earthquake was classified as the maximum 12 catastrophic on the modified Mercalli intensity scale, a scale used to measure the effect of an earthquake. A series of devastating factors contributed to the widespread disaster. The earthquake was extremely shallow at a depth of 13 kilometers. The soil was sandy and unstable, a poor foundation that propagated the shockwave. 10 million people, half of Haiti's population, lived in Port-au-Prince before the earthquake. The walls of 90% of Haitian buildings are constructed with either cement, earth, sticks, twigs, or branches, weak materials to reduce construction costs. Haiti is vulnerable to many natural disasters, including but not limited to typhoons, cyclones, tsunamis, and earthquakes. Only one hospital remained open in Port-au-Prince after the earthquake struck. The largest cellular network provider and public telephone service collapsed. 12 radio stations were completely damaged, and another few were severely damaged. The earthquake severely damaged the International Airport Control Tower in Haiti's largest seaport. These environmental and infrastructural problems caused the devastation and limited the effectiveness of post-disaster mitigation efforts. The Haitian government was warned by seismologists of the major seismic hazard in the years before the earthquake but failed to respond. Being the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere and vulnerable to many different natural disasters, Haiti lacked the money and resources to take adequate preparatory measures. Haiti's government also ranked 168th on the Worldwide Corruption Index.
Yet, despite how devastating this was for Haiti's economy, what about its people?
6 months after the disaster, Haitian survivor Phu Phon Cherie was interviewed by the NPR news station. She is a mother of 6 children, and they all sleep on burlap sacks in a small tent. They have not eaten in 3 days. She said, "There was a time when one of them came, and I asked for a tent, but there were none. 4 years later, not much change has happened in Haiti. 150,000 remained homeless in camps, and many other members fear that the temporary arrangements of the camps will be permanent." Haitian survivor Rosemary Dervisaint is a mother of 2 children who lives with them in a hovel that is 20 kilometers away from the capital. She told an NPR news reporter, "The government has done nothing for us. We have no water, no light, no electricity."
When the trembling stops, the disaster is only the beginning. There is no stopping the surface of our planet from changing or moving. Thus, engineers are working on constructing earthquake-resistant buildings. Structural features such as shear walls and base isolators are becoming standardized in earthquake-prone areas. There have also been seismic retrofitting existing unsound buildings. Establishing building codes is also an essential precaution, as this will regulate building height, foundation depth, etc. Governments have also been promoting emergency education. For example, earthquake drills educate citizens about what to do when an earthquake strikes. Warning posters and signs are displayed close to a hazardous area. Many governments around the world are starting to invest in warning systems like seismometers and computers to monitor tremors of the earth. Additionally, public broadcasting systems are used to inform the public, just in case the earth begins to shake.